Hey mates, welcome to the Hitout. I'm your host, Phoenix Trinidad, and if you are new here, this is our weekly AFL podcast here at Zero Hanger. So, there's 5 rounds to go in the AFL season, so we're doing our Premiership roll call, who can win it. We're also checking in with our Zero Hanger MVP, who is the best player in the game currently. We also chat about which players are out of contract come the end of the season and what are they worth, and is the talent pool big enough for a 19th team? Obviously, Tasmania coming in. What does that do to the current talent pool? While I've got you, you should subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you love the draft, we have Crafted the Draft on this channel. Also, this week, we're going to be hanging out with Brandon Jack, the former Sydney Swan, and now the author of Piss Ants, which is a very good book. So, with all that being said, let's get into the episode. All right, we're here again with the usual crew. Mitch, Keating, editor, Zero Hanger. Hello.
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 And Aidan, Cellini.
Hello.
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 How was your weekend?
Good. Very good weekend.
Go to any games?
No games. Did have a wedding though.
Oh, congratulations.
No, not me.
Oh, right.
Real impromptu.
Italian wedding?
Yes.
I love an
Yes,
Italian
Italian and actually Greek.
How
So very
extra
big, yeah.
was it?
Very.
Yeah.
Black tie event. Big church, big wedding, big number of people. So
Fireworks? I've seen some of that fireworks.
No.
Yeah, since fireworks.
No.
Ferrari?
no.
Oh,
There's an old
okay.
car in the family of the family side that we knew.
Yeah.
That nonno, for those who playing at home, his granddad for Italians. And yeah, that car's been used to a lot of the people and the girls that are getting married. So
Any
Pretty-
famous footballers there?
no.
Or football names? Okay.
No.
Right.
Middle
Just
of the
keep an eye
weekend.
out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to segue back into a football podcast.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You go to any games?
No, I went to a wedding. No, this won't be a wedding podcast. We can just move on to the footy.
Okay.
Did I go to a game? No.
Yep.
Is my answer.
Okay. Yeah. I went to Melbourne Carlton, and
Oh.
that is the last I will talk about it because it was the weirdest vibe at a footy game that I've been to this year so far.
Fair enough.
It is one of those games where like both fans' bases are just
Didn't want to be there.
depressed. And,
Yeah,
there's
interested.
just no vibe whatsoever until like maybe halfway through the third quarter. But anyway, first thing on the rundown,
What
we've got 5 rounds to go.
we do?
Yep.
Yep.
I
paid
Premiership vibe check roll call. So
we did the.
we'll go down the ladder
Yeah, let's do it.
and we'll say
Present or here.
present. What did we do last time? Present here.
Or here. That's fine.
Here. Okay.
Yeah.
Here for the teams that can win the Premiership.
Okay.
Premiership.
So what are we saying here?
Here, if you can win,
Alright.
because a roll call.
Yeah.
And then not present if you can't.
Cool.
Collingwood.
Present.
Here.
Here.
I had to do it.
Brisbane.
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
Adelaide.
Present.
Here.
Yeah.
Geelong.
Yeah.
Present.
Not present.
Oh, get off it.
Hawthorn.
Present.
Walking through
Oh wait,
the door.
this is who can win the flag. Yeah.
Who can win the
Yeah,
flag?
I'm happy with that. Present.
Walking through the door.
Coming in.
Coming in.
Coming in.
That's present.
Okay.
GWS.
Yeah. Here.
Not present.
No, I'm not here.
Not present. Freo.
Present. I like.
Coming in, but present.
I like them Dockers.
Present. Gold Coast.
Not here.
Present. Western Bulldogs.
Not here.
Not here. And I'm going to go to Sydney.
Yes. Present. I reckon if they can get in there, they'll make a prelim.
If they were to get in there, it would be like 9 or 10.
Yeah, but we're saying
in
Premiership.
a row.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm still going to stick with my present because if you can make a prelim,
You
why,
can make it,
why
yeah,
can't you
okay.
why can't you win another 2 games?
Yep.
So, are
No, I'll say not here, but
we going to do the rest?
I'm saying not here. No, because it's Port Adelaide and
should,
then
we just do next year for these clubs?
next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Next year, roll call, Port Adelaide.
no.
No.
I think this is pointless.
Yeah. Well, it was your idea.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
I just thought.
Not the only team there next year that can win it.
Richmond.
There's no teams there that can win it.
Port maybe, but
No.
I don't
No.
really. They're the best out of those.
And this
I
is
think.
me saying this. I don't even like Melbourne's in there, and I'm not even saying that we can win it next year.
That's correct.
Yes. First time I've been correct on this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Premiership roll call. There's
So who are your tips for the flag at this point?
honestly Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm coming around to Adelaide.
Yeah.
Brisbane.
You're off the Pies? Were you on the Pies?
I like to simmer my expectations, but I think I said Geelong at the start of the year. Geelong and Collingwood met the grand final, but I think Brisbane still have high levels to go, greater levels to go at the moment.
I just can't
still ticking off wins.
I just can't see a back line holding up against the Crows, and their midfield's like probably like they might not have a top 4 or 5 midfield, but they get enough forward 50 entries. I think they're going to be looking pretty good more times than not. Like their last loss was to Hawthorn in that Tassie game. Like they're not going to have one of those again this year. They beat Brisbane the week before and they smashed Sydney 2 weeks before that. And there was that that Collingwood game at the G, which is round 10. Like that's a long way to go. So look, they could fall apart at Showdown because it's going to be Ken's last Showdown. That could be pretty tasty. But I'm coming around to the Crows being
I think
favourites.
They're peaking at the right time. They still got who they got out?
Rochelle.
Out. I think that's about it. That's one thing that's really helped them this year is being their health. Like they've got Nick Murray back, but they held their own without him. So Butts, like they've got enough of those key defenders now, which was always a bit of a weakness for them in years gone by. So what was it? Availability is the best ability. So there you go.
I think the game suits their firepower style at the moment. So and then another vibe check on the MVP. So can you explain the Zero Hanger MVP for those that don't know what that is?
Yeah, so there's 4 of us, Aidan and I included in that, who vote on each game, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So a total of 20 votes is the max for a best on performance. So there's a lot of votes that go out. I think we've done it since 21. And I think every year we've had the Brownlow medal winner win it. Except 23, I want to say. I think we had Bont win it in 23.
Yeah, which he should have won that.
He should have won it.
Because Cripps.
Yeah. So Cripps won it last year by a vote over Dacos. And those 2 finished top 2. I think when the year that Cripps won his first one, I think we had him and Tuke Miller tie for it. Yeah. And then our first one we did was 21 when Wines won it. So it seems to stack up okay. But much like the Brownlow, it does actually lead into being very midfield heavy at the top. So looking at our leaderboard before we get into it, Jeremy Cameron's our highest non-midfielder at 14th overall, which is kind of the vibe you do get at the Brownlow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like, I feel like every time, and a lot of us go into vote, we kind of talk about it. And it's like, I don't feel like I'm voting midfield heavy every week, but I think it's just like, it's where they have so much impact. Like a forward might have to have 4 goals, 5 goals to really stand out as a top vote getter. You might get the occasional Ben Keys 20 and 2 game, but it is very hard for non-midfielders to poll high. Even if they're getting best on, like the next 3-4 players getting votes might be midfielders. So it's kind of unfolded again like a midfielders award, much like the Brownlow.
I've never really understood the complaint that the Brownlow is a midfielders award because the midfielders are your best players or your most talented, most effective players. Like because your midfielders can, they play the midfield, which is a very tough role, but then also, they play up and they play back as well. Yeah. Like it makes sense.
Well,
does that make sense?
The game's geared toward midfielders in this game. So the ball is bounced where they are. They can go anywhere on the ground. So they're naturally going to find more of the ball and therefore be in the eyes of the beholder a lot more.
Yeah. The thing is, for a forward to have a good game and get the ball, a midfielder's got to kick it to them.
Exactly.
And and maybe in the back line, like midfielders will flood back lines now and be right around that mix. So they're everywhere, and that's why they just have such a high impact. And it's so not easy to give votes to, but like when you're kind of weighing up who has a bigger impact, it's probably the guy in midfield.
Yeah. All that being said, there should be a defenders award, but
I'm okay. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Who is our highest defender? Let me have a look. I can quickly search.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, who's the top of our MVP?
Well, Collingwood's Nick Dacos. He's kind of come in a flurry the last month or so, maybe 5 weeks. Polling in all but I think 1, I believe. But in our top 10, you've got 2 Dockers, so Caleb Strong, Andrew Brayshaw, who've had stellar years. 2 sons, Matt Rowell and Noah Anderson, and then 2 cats, the Dash brothers there. You got Bailey Smith and Max Holmes as well. Then you got Zach Butters and Tom Green in the mix as well as Ed Richards. So all of having outstanding years. And I guess as well, we're not that we're looking for the handover from the Fifes and the Dangerfields and the Martins, but these guys are clearly the next generation of superstar midfielders that, you could see any of them win a Brownlow in the next 10 years or even share one, as opposed to, what we've seen is Dangerfield and Martin slowly obviously go off into the sunset.
Before you tell me who it is, can I guess
Defenders.
that the highest rated defender is Nasiah Wangani Miller? Okay, yeah, thought so.
Can you guess the top voted key defender?
Key defender.
No,
I probably couldn't name you a key defender.
You couldn't name me a key. This is going to be fun when we get up to this naming game that you promised
love
last week.
Key defender.
Okay.
Harris Andrews done all right. Maybe.
It's probably surprised me a little bit. Top 8 team, I'll say that.
Top 8 team.
Yeah, I was going to say it had to be some sort of contender.
Also, Josh Dacos is the second highest defender. I'm not including Connor Rozee.
Yeah.
Second highest defender.
Mac Andrew.
You really haven't watched any footy this year.
I just thought because he's the only defender at the moment, so he'd be
Sam
ranked.
Collins had a good year prior to injury, but I don't think he'd be up there.
That's why I want to give the Suns a bit of weight. Like, you take the best 2 key defenders out of any team, and if you're still in the top 8, you're doing all right. I guess they've only missed Collins for 3 games, but
Darcy
still.
Moore.
No, it's not Darcy Moore. Actually, I feel like he would be doing pretty well. No, he's got 19 votes for the year.
Brisbane.
Move clubs over the off season.
Josh Battle.
Yeah.
Josh
Battle is 56th overall on 55 votes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
That's a surprise. I didn't think he would be our number 1 key defender. Cal Wilkie's on 43, so he's not too far behind. But yeah, obviously not a lot of love for key defenders. There are a few key forwards, and Dane Zorko's actually 52nd overall, so he's another defender.
Okay. Well, going back to that top 10 though, what's surprises, non-surprises? I'm surprised that Dacos is that high up. Like, I feel like he hasn't been amazing. Maybe I'm just comparing it to his previous 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think as well, he's also got a bit of a gap on Jordan Dawson in second. I think it's about 25 votes, which is essentially a game's worth. Obviously, if Dawson polled a perfect game. So yeah, he's season, especially last year when he was probably Brownlow favourite, and obviously everyone can make an argument it could have won it or should have. It's not comparison to this year because I feel like he has been stopped a few times by taggers, or he's have had a few games where he's just been a bit quieter and they've pushed him forward and just can't, he might just be a bit sore but underdone in terms of just getting his body right, not necessarily fitness or anything like that. So yeah, naturally we're going to compare to what he's done previously, what he's been able to produce. So I think this year probably doesn't necessarily hit the mark, but if you looked at it individually, he's probably still had a top 5 player in the competition here.
I understand what you say because I'm the one doing the votes, and I didn't think each time I'm voting and even looking at everyone else's votes, I didn't think he would be so far ahead. But I think what I usually look at the end of the season is those 12 vote minimum games. Like, he'll pick up a couple of 2s. Like, he picked up 2 votes in that loss to Gold Coast because he was one of. So he does poll well in their losses, even though they don't lose that often. But over the weekend, he had 13 votes. Round 12, he had 10 votes. Round 10, he had 13 votes. He had another 3 voter, another 12 voter, another 13 voter in round 2 and round 4. So he's had 1, 2, 3 20-vote games. So only 3 games where he's actually the standout.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unanimous best on, but he's there and thereabouts most games.
So then, but then, I'm also surprised. This is definitely recency bias and maybe as recent as this week. But going back to Naz, so where is he ranked overall then?
He was 28th.
28th.
I can find his votes.
How bad is my recency bias though? Because I feel like he's been good all year.
Yeah,
is it only really? Is this one of those things where he started slow and?
I think he started slow, but his last month's been crazy. Like, they put him more in the midfield. He's actually hitting the scoreboard, whereas he'd get maybe 30 from the half back, but the Saints would get smashed. Especially in that middle part of the year when the Saints kind of started okay, but then they kept losing pretty comfortably. So it's hard to give someone, a couple of votes when their team's getting poleaxed.
I also I didn't know if our sheet had updated yet, but I do have how many votes, how many 12 minimum vote games everyone's had. So Dacos has had 10. The next highest is 8, which is Brayshaw, Sarong, Bailey Smith, and Max Holmes, which is quite interesting. But obviously those guys are both of those groups are taking votes off each other a little bit. Yeah. Because they're on the same team. So Jordan Dawson, who's in second, only had 6. Same with Matt Rowell. and Ed Richards, who's in 12th, had only had 5. So, it does come down to maybe not being the top vote getter, but being second or third, which, compared to the Brownlow, like they only have 3 vote getters and it's only one umpire or one set of umpires, where we have 4 vote getters and it's 5 down to 1. So a lot easier to pick up votes, obviously. So you just need to be in the top 5 and you could be getting, 12 votes.
Yep. Okay. Sweet.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to be disappointed if Dacos wins it, but I like Dawson and Brayshaw being very high up there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. That's the MVP so far.
That is.
Next thing. Who put this in?
I think I did. We kind of had some like ideas we're coming up with pre-show, and a bit of a talk was around, Werribee and what they've been able to do off the back of their Premiership winning season, having 5 guys debut at the AFL this year, in the grand final last year as well. Ben Jepson, who just debuted on Sunday, a player I've been really excited about. Played in that game for Southport, and he was a product of the VFL. And I think we're starting to see a lot of guys, whether it's through mid-season draft, SSP, the national draft, come out, have finally been given an opportunity and actually, making a name for themselves in the AFL. And it got me thinking, because a lot of people are a bit worried about Tassie coming in, and it spreads the talent thinner. Like it has to. When you bring an extra team in, it means that a percentage of each team really is going to have to, dive into a bit deeper into their list, given that, we'll need to make up 40 list spots for Tassie. So is the talent pool big enough for a 19th club or not currently? So I just wanted to, off the back of the amount of debutants we're seeing this year that are mature ages, and obviously look at Essendon and their 4 mid-season draftees have all gotten games and playing pretty well. I'll reel off a few names over the last 3 or so years who've debuted and are now looking like, comfortable AFL players. So Tom McCarthy's the first pick of this year's mid-season draft. I want to start with him because I'm going to make a take. If I have one hot take for this whole year, I hate hot takes, but if I have one take for this whole year, it's going to be this. I reckon he could be an All-Australian, like in some point in his career. Like this is a kid who wasn't playing footy. He's playing local footy this year, or maybe even last year. I think he might have played the whole year at Richmond's VFL.
Yeah.
Was it at Dingley and he was playing at Hyatt? Div 2?
Played against him last year.
There you go. Like Aidan could be All-Australian.
I could be Tom McCarthy.
Yeah. so that, yeah.
You're not that.
If there's anything I say, I think this kid can win an All-Australian spot.
So how does that relate to the talent pool not being big enough?
Yeah, no. I'll go through a few more names because if we bring in Tassie, then clubs are going to have to start adding to their list somehow.
Yeah.
Like they're going to lose 4 or 5 list spots. Some clubs will lose more than others, but they'll have to start maybe not looking at just the national draft, but they might have to look at other avenues to recruit players. So a few other names that have come through: Riley Bice this year, Lockie Blackiston this year, obviously Archie May, Liam McMahon, Oscar Smart, all with Essendon's mid-season draft have looked pretty good. Sean Manor, Sam Davidson, Alex Chincotta, Max Hall was on Box Hill's list last year. Lockie Sullivan, Toby Pink, Joe Richards, Lawson Humphreys, Pat Voss was delisted by Essendon. Like he was out of the system and anyone could have had him. Jack Buller's starting to look okay at Sydney. And then you go, James Peatling was a mid-season draft in 21 or 22. And then you can go a bit further back and look at your John Newcombs, your Sam Durhams. Like I think there's enough talent.
Yeah.
For people that are concerned.
So it seems like the talent pool is big enough. It's more of a pathways thing.
That too. Yeah, it can come down to, like who's recruiting these guys? Like I reckon 6 of, like a lot of those guys I just mentioned were through Geelong, who do a pretty good job of identifying some of that talent. And it does just come down to, how good recruiting is and where you're getting these guys from as well. Yeah.
This is a question without notice, but then how does that, because like Geelong are known for doing that, like bringing in these mature age recruits. Is that a resource thing where it's like, okay, our recruiting team, we're going to focus solely on bringing in mature age recruits rather than, some of the other teams that are really draft focused?
Yeah, it also can come just down to connections. Like Geelong will recruit kind of well in that Geelong region because Stephen Wells and his team just have guys like here and there, but they also just have people who aren't linked to the Geelong that will let them know like, hey, you might want to come down and have a look at this kid.
And Geelong pay people under the table and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They moved millions of dollars to get Lawson Humphreys. But so I think there's, it does depend on certain recruitment groups and how they work. But I think, even like all those players I listed, I reckon there'd be about 10 clubs there, who have picked these players up. I think, you just need to find the right one. And then like a Joe Newcomb, within a year or two, they can be a best and fairest winner.
But I think with the philosophy side of things, so with Geelong, because they're so good at recruiting, they don't necessarily go to the draft. So the last 2 decades, everyone goes, oh, why are they so good? Why are they so good? Because they look at players like this. Now this might be a diamond in the rough. Like Sean Manor came from nowhere, dominated VFL, got picked up. Lawson Humphries, Waffle, dominated, got picked up. But because they've got such a stable organisation where they don't have to go to the draft like an Essendon or even a Melbourne had to get these elite top-end draft talents in and prospects in. They've got enough players there that can sustain them on field, i.e., people. And then they just he's got these random guys that are not going to cost much, to a low budget, and then bring them in. And obviously they're playing well above their pay grade. And that's their philosophy, which is why they always, and Collingwood's kind of acting similarly, and same as Sydney, they just keep kind of topping up these types of players. Yeah. And sometimes they don't work out, absolutely. But they have a target in terms of what they need. So the game's gone quicker. What do they look for? They look for someone like Sean Manor who can get speed on the ball and add that kind of chaos to the game.
Can I add, like Geelong aren't the mean here, like they're more of the exception. But like look at their list from the weekend. Jack Henry, I think he was rookie draft. So this is just looking at who played on the weekend. Sam DeConing was a top pick. Connor O'Sullivan too. Zach Guthrie, rookie draft. Tom Stewart, mature age recruit. Lawson Humphries, mature age recruit. Mark Blitzarves was a steeplechaser playing footy. He might have been playing. I don't think he was playing footy at all, given he was Cap B. Max Holmes, top pick. Ollie Dempsey, rookie draft. Tyson Stengel wasn't playing footy when they recruited him.
Sacked by 2 clubs.
Sean Manor.
This is actually insane now.
Yeah, Sean Manor picked up out of the VFL. Brad Close, mature ager out of the Samful, also probably rookie draft, so anyone could have had him. Oisin Mullen, out of Ireland. Hadn't kicked a footy up until 2 years ago. Jeremy Cameron, don't really have to say much there. Shannon Neal was like pick 40 in his draft, so anyone could have had him. Mark O'Connor, Ireland. Grind Myers, he was picked high enough, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
so anyone could have had him. Tom Atkins was picked up out of Geelong's VFL program. Jack Martin, delisted over the offseason, and is now looking like one of the best recruits. Jack Bowes got traded with pick 7, so he's a bit different, but that's who played on the weekend. Plus Reece Stanley, Bailey Smith, Patrick Dangerfield, who came from different clubs.
So not many first round picks.
So
that's actually insane.
So out of like guys who've taken top 20, it was probably DeConing, O'Sullivan, Smith, Holmes, that Geelong drafted.
Yeah, well, nevertheless.
I can count 3 top 20 guys.
So was there anyone from that 22 Premiership that they drafted?
DeConing.
What?
Like
DeConing played in that 22 flag.
DeConing.
He was the only high draft.
Oh, Holmes missed. So you got a good point. Yeah. Where you played St Kilda on the weekend, who had Mitch Owens doesn't really count. I guess the Saints are probably not too bad either. Like they've got Naz.
That's so insane.
Naz and Darcy Wilson.
It's
was
also their philosophy. Like they've been, and I think even McRae said it as well, that they'd prefer players, not picks, because you can bank on form over the last 3-4 years, especially if they're mature age. If they're 22, 23, you've got a backing of 4 or 5 years in a state league competition where you can go, okay, this is the type of player we can see. Unfortunately, maybe with juniors, although they've got a decent run in, it's a big jump.
Yeah.
So they're not always guaranteed. Like there's a lot of top 10 picks that have sometimes floundered.
I would love to have that confidence because Geelong just know that they're not going to get high draft picks because they're always going to be successful. So they're going to be at the end of the round.
Yeah. The other thing I think that makes a good recruiting team is that they can draft a guy who maybe plays like all of his juniors in one position and they just throw him into a completely different role.
Yeah.
Like Jack Martin wasn't really playing juniors last year, but he's been playing as a forward midfielder his whole career. Geelong just go put him in the back line and he's just strung together 5 really strong games. I think Essendon have done like that kind of well. Like Lockie Blackiston's just gone straight to the back line after being a ruckman for his career over in the Waffle, and he's doing that. Sam Davidson at the Dogs was a 3rd tall forward and he's been playing wing all season. So I think when you look at good recruiters, that's what I think you can also look for in how they can look at a player in one role and know that he'll be good elsewhere on the ground in the top tier as well. So that's something else that I kind of rate from recruiters and list teams.
Yeah.
That's what you got to look at. Like every coach nowadays is saying you need to be flexible. You need to be, we've seen players that have gone from one position to another and turned a game. To say Josh Dacos for namesake the other week against the Suns. So players with just one position don't really make it as far as they previously did.
So then what's stopping a team like North taking that same philosophy? Or is it because they're so draft focused? They just can't.
So that's the thing. So they've tried to sell the house for so many players. You can go through the history like Kelly Martin, there'd be a few other big names. Gaff, that they've offered squillions for. And because I just don't have the stability like a Geelong does to welcome, just say, Jeremy Cameron, hey, you come down here. They do have a bit of an advantage in terms of their location, the Cats, but they go, hey, you come here, this is what we've got. They don't even necessarily need to sell. Whereas clubs like North, not necessarily Melbourne, but like Essendon and St Kilda, they need to sell this absolute dream where they're going to pay you overs, but a club that's just unstable and doesn't really have any direction going forward because they chop and change their philosophy. Like they go heavy on the draft and they bring in heaps of, ready-made talent that should essentially improve them straight away. And then they go, actually, you know what? We need to go back to the draft because we don't have enough young talent. There's no consistency there.
Yeah. The other thing is, there was a quote from Adam Simpson who said there's about 40 dud players running around in the comp, he reckons. So that's his probably view that there probably mightn't be a benefit in adding a 19th team. Like I see adding a 19th team means you get guys like Nick Martin getting experience, Lawson Humphries like experience. And I use those two names because West Coast had the chance of drafting both of them and passed on both. And that can sometimes be a reflection on how some clubs read players into others. And Nick Martin's one of those guys I could add to the list. He was playing waffle footy as a 19, 20-year-old and Essendon gave him a chance when West Coast decided not to. So, and Humphries was part of their NGA.
Yeah.
So interesting that how some view the talent pool compared to others and how that affects their outcomes for both of those clubs.
Yep. Yeah. We did talk about this on our other podcast, which is more NRL focused, which I know AFL fans will not like, but because they're introducing new teams as well, they put it down to there is a big enough talent pool. It's just a scouting problem where there's just not enough resource to send guys out and find those players that are, in the underleagues. But all right, cool. I got a lot out of that I didn't think I would. Next thing, I've been tasked with putting together, I didn't do this, but the off-contract price association. So we're going to go through the out-of-contract players.
Yeah.
And then the players that are rumored to be on the trading block.
That are contracted.
Yeah, okay. That are rumored to be on the trading block.
And what do you need from us?
The price association. Like what do we think they're worth?
You just name drop.
I'm gonna name a couple, and then you pick out your players that, and you tell me what they're worth.
Cool.
Basically,
no discussion. Just give you a quick number.
Just numbers. Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Right.
But just a spreadsheet. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so Carlton out of contract. They have Tom DeConning, Motlop, Doherty, and Jack Silvani. Rumored Harry Mackay.
Okay.
Essendon, Draper out of contract. Actually, I'll go out of contract first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Draper.
Give us the names and we'll just give you a price.
Collingwood, Tom Mitchell, Freo, Fife, Melbourne, Melksham, Hawthorn, Warple, Port Adelaide, Finlayson, Western Bulldogs, Trelaw, and Bond.
Yeah, okay. Should we start at the top?
Yeah. And then, rumours as well. Okay. Harry Mackay, Luke Jackson, Zach Butters, Jamara, and Oscar Allen.
Okay. So start with TDK or something? And then
you got to start with TDK.
All right.
Because
I say $1 million, and I don't think you pay any ruckman that isn't max scoring over $1 million. Maybe Luke Jackson.
Yeah. I was going to say 900.
900?
And he's getting what? 1.7?
I don't know. Because I watched him play. I was paying a lot of attention to him actually on the weekend. Maybe it's just because where Carlton are at, but he looked so checked out until he took that mark.
Yeah.
And then he looked like he checked out again after that. But I don't know. I think it depends on the team that he goes for, but it goes to. But if it's St Kilda, then $1 million, clearly.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think you pay ruckman that much. It seems silly.
I mean, yeah, but then
especially when you've got a very good ruckman that probably should be getting paid just as much.
Yeah, true. But Jackson is on a pretty decent wicket, and he's
I don't know if it'd be $1 million, but it'd be pushing $1 million. But that's what I'm saying. Jackson might be an exception, just given he doesn't have to play ruck; he can play midfield.
But he's proven he can do it elsewhere
and play forward. You're not putting Max Gawn in midfield or in the forward line, but he's probably the only other player I'd pay over $1 million for a ruck.
But I feel like there's a lot of I think just because of where we're at with these contracts, they're just getting bigger.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's
Cosley's a small forward. Yeah, technically,
have to start getting used to players being paid. There's going to be 50 players in the next year or two that are over $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, really, if we're talking about the economy, $1 million is not worth that much at the moment.
No, not at all
compared to what it used to be. Jack Silvani.
I reckon in this new CBA, I reckon it's about 800.
Yeah,
I'd be paying him 800k. It might be unders, but I think
can Collingwood afford that?
I did see this.
That's where he goes.
He would be a
there's
great
rumours-
fit.
I think the perfect fit. I think financially, if they can get through the next 2 years and see out the veterans, I think there'll be a fair bit of cash to splash
Yeah.
at that point because they've locked away Dacos into a decent longer term, Perriman,
Yep.
Houston, like all the big money players there. So they might have a little bit of money to work with. And even, Ben King next year, they might go after because they might lose Sidebottom, Pendlebury, Howe end of next year. And I'm not saying they're on $1 million each, but if you put, as we've alluded to, they've got like 10 veterans on their list. So they all go by the end of 2026.
Cox.
There will be a fair bit of money
Would
to play with.
those three, the Howe, Pendlebury, and Sidebottom, would those three be in your top 10 highest paid players
No.
on the list at the moment?
No.
Surely not.
No.
Like on a per year basis.
Only one maybe Pendlebury, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no.
He'd
Yeah.
be maybe top 15, 20.
What do you think of Cellini though going to
I
is that
love
a
it.
good
It'd
fit?
piss off Carlton fans.
Yeah, it's
How would it
good
be?
That's
fit.
the third generation. I think there's a bit of grievances between the old man and Carlton itself. So then just add another kind of salty injury.
Imagine if Jack plays 100 games for the Pies and then father son.
Well, I think his younger brother also played Pies VFL too.
Yeah, he
so
does.
there's already a cross link there.
Silvani in the black and white.
So it's not.
I would love it.
We've
I'd be great.
For the drama, for the melts, I think alone, I think would be great.
I think we've gone off tangent here.
Oh, right.
Oops.
It always happens with Carlton.
So just start feeding.
Carlton.
All right. Who else do we want to pick? There's a couple of older players here. So Tom Mitchell, Fife, Malcolm. They're all sort of in a similar-ish situation.
I'd give Mitchell 400, Fife 400.
Yeah.
And that's like
Malcolm and Mel.
if they get
I was gonna say,
new
are
deals.
Are they going around again?
If they go around
Malcolm-
again,
Malcolm
400.
Malcolm-
I would be able to go 600.
I mean,
As long as he's
regardless
playing.
of price, I'd be happy to give him 2 years. I wouldn't put him on a 1 year contract. I'd be be here for 2 years, train whoever the next forward is if we ever find one, and that's
I would give him incentives.
Yeah.
So, babe,
If he plays,
bargain basement contract. Just say 350, but then go, hey, you kick 20 plus goals. There's 50 grand in a fuel card or something like that.
how much would you pay him per goal?
It's just like something like that. Honestly,
Like-
though.
50 grand.
Well, no,
I
well, he's
would.
kicking heaps. So if I was him, I'd take that deal. But something along those lines.
Fife won't go around again.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it makes sense for the Dockers to be looking into that. But,
Yeah. Okay.
Who else did you have in there?
Bont technically,
Blank-
I mean, he can
Blank
what he
check
really
it.
wants.
But like,
Yeah, yeah.
what if you're Bont? Like, if let's say I came to you, I'm the Dogs, and I'm like, all right, you can write whatever you want.
And I'm Bont,
Yeah.
living in Bont world.
Yeah, unfortunately, as the ad says, we're not in Bont.
Oh,
1.5.
how old is he?
He's
29.
30. Yeah,
He's got 4 years, probably 3 years at his peak to go.
and he can just go play forward when he's old.
Yeah, and he can.
What was
Let's
his
say you signed
previous contract though? How long was
he's-
it for?
he'd be-
5 years?
Yeah, it's 4 years.
4 years.
He'd be on, I think, 1.2 at the moment, and I think, that's probably the best year he might have got paid in this deal. It might have averaged out to be 1.1, but that's unders at the moment. So if you're Bont, you get a 4-year deal. How much do you want per year for the next 4 years?
Oh man, this is not my forte, but I'm going to say
You're the
1.3 minimum.
I'd say I'd
It'd
be
be
asking-
worth more than what his current contract.
Yeah,
is.
I would be asking for 1.5.
I
Yeah.
said 1.
6 mil, 6 mil 4-year deal. Get it
Wow.
done.
But he's 30.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's Bont.
You're right. You make a good point.
Case closed.
Bont. All right, and then I mean Trelaw is a weird one.
Yeah,
because
it's
don't-
like
Tough
body's not holding up. I'd go
Yeah.
500k.
yeah. Okay. Who else we got? Do you want to go through all these?
Oh, you can just
Warple.
something to stand out. Warple. If I'm the Hawks, I'm only offering him 650.
Yeah, I don't think. Where is he supposedly best suited to though?
People
Like-
think Geelong. He's from down.
Melbourne-
No, but he's
Melbourne-
actually from down that way.
Yeah, I know. But
And Geelong
you
probably
can't
could.
just all go to Geelong.
He was a Geelong Falcons captain back in the day. There was always a bit of a dream
Yeah,
that he.
Cats have always.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Cats have always been keen on him.
I think
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think Melbourne also should be interested in him.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, don't mind it. Okay.
Oscar Allen. You mentioned that name before.
I'll
take it. Injury prone.
900k.
900k for a guy that
Key forward.
might play half the year.
Yeah.
Might win you a flag.
1.5. if he comes to, I would love him at Melbourne.
850.
I reckon he'd be perfect for us.
Yeah.
just because he's a forward.
He just wants to win a flag though.
Yeah, but like we're maybe 2 years off a flag, I reckon. Sell Petrarca, sell Clary, who aren't on this list.
I was gonna say, yeah, a bit of an oversight that one.
I mean,
Those two.
we were talking about this on the weekend because of the result while we were at the game. And like, I don't think Oliver and Viney can play in the same team. Like, I'd want to keep Petrarca. Viney, I think, would be suited to go into North Melbourne because his dad's there. But then also North don't need him.
Because his dad's there.
Yeah.
They went
Be
after
nice.
him. They asked him
You trying to push him out the door?
No, but he's done enough. He's won he can do what he likes. But
They asked him last year.
Yeah.
North.
No, that's what I
So
mean.
there's
He's
legitimacy
kind of
in
missed
that.
the chance. to be honest.
Geelong also did want him.
Yeah.
It was true.
But Geelong just seem to want everybody
But
because they can.
Yeah,
and then they take their pick.
That's a big misconception. Everyone's like, Geelong's linked to like 10 people. How they're going to get them all? They only want like one or two. They
Yeah.
just want to be like have their fingers in all the pies.
Yeah,
to make sure that
100%.
if a guy wants to leave, they're right at the front.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
But yeah,
Dogs.
cats.
Jamara.
I give him 700 on a short-term deal. I give him 2 years. I give him 700k, and then maybe an incentive, club option or player or like mutual option for the next 2 years.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, short-term deal.
Yep.
Not that much.
Okay. Cool. Oh, Harry Mackay.
Oh boy.
He's contracted, so I don't know what he'd be on a mil. I'd be happy to give him. He'd be on close to a mil. He'd
Jeez.
probably re-signed around the time after he won a Coleman.
That monster
Yeah,
deal,
right.
wasn't
Yeah.
it? 6-7 years.
I'd go
I always forget he's
900.
won a Coleman.
900. He's a little too injury prone. Don't know.
Also north of 30. No, coming up on 30.
No, he'd be.
28.
No, I think he's my age. Yeah, he's
29.
28. The other one with Clary before as well is like, if you guys lost him, the other club that he goes to would be asking you guys to pay up a bit of his contract. Like,
Yeah.
how much would you be happy to pay the next 5 years?
Oh.
Like 300 a year. It's 1.5 mil.
What's that percentage wise of his contract?
300 would probably be under a third. I reckon he'd be on a mil.
Nah.
Nah.
Like 20%. But I don't know. Like it depends on depends on what we get in
200.
return and who.
Yeah.
Because weren't we also paying part of Grundy's
No,
contract?
he
Like
never
that
did.
part?
Never
Okay.
did. Collingwood did that.
That's,
That was
yeah,
weird.
That's
Okay.
scrapped
I
it.
never. I'll be honest. I never understood that situation.
Yeah.
No one ever does.
We can move on.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's the marketplace at the moment. You can introduce this next segment.
Yeah, because we talked. I can't remember how this actually came up.
Last year. Oh, last
week.
week.
Yeah. You just like didn't know players. I think it was a kind of a half good one. So I wanted to figure out who like the best player is that you don't know.
The best player. Okay. Because I think my role on this show, apart from hosting it and
Yeah.
editing it and putting it all together and making it look nice, and doing the bulk of the work, knowledge is not my role on this show.
No,
I
you're-
represent the average
Yeah,
fan.
you're the reference for the average fan.
Yeah,
that
I
just-
see the AFL through the lens of the Melbourne Demons,
Yep.
and then that is how most people consume football. You see it through the lens of your team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will know players if they're really good, or if we've been rumored to
Get
get them, or something like that. So
Okay.
all right,
Or
so
if they're Melbourne player.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just
that helps. That
Yeah.
helps a lot. But then even then, like,
We'll see. We'll start a bit harder and then I'll try and get easier.
Okay.
So Archie May.
okay, so I know there's a couple of Archies and Archie. I don't know who Archie May plays for. I don't like Essendon.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, that's actually a good point. There's about 6 Archies there. So
yeah.
yeah.
'Cause I know there's an Archie Roberts.
Yep.
Don't know who he plays for.
Essendon.
Essendon. Okay. There's also Archie
Yeah.
Thompson? No.
No.
That's just,
Now you're just making up.
No.
No.
There's
Glenn
an Archer.
Archer's son.
Jackson Archer.
yeah,
Jackson
that's-
Archer.
That's
He's
last name.
not counted
That's
as
an Archie.
There's another Archer at Essendon. Archer.
Archer.
No, Archie.
Archer.
Is it
Archer?
Archie?
Yeah, Archie. No. There's Archie Perkins.
Like a gout
yeah.
situation. Oh, Archie Perkins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
There is an Archie Day Weeks,
Yeah.
but Archie Perkins is
Archie Davies.
Archie Day Wicks.
Day Weeks.
So Day
Oh,
Wicks.
I'm
is a
moving.
Never.
half
heard of
man.
him. He's Essendon too.
Yeah.
Alright.
What is going on down there?
Brandon Zerk Thatcher.
Port.
Okay.
Is a defender.
Yeah.
Is quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jed Walter.
Jed Walter, Gold Coast high draft pick, academy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, did a solid presser with him.
Oh, yeah. Jake Lloyd. Yeah.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Defender.
Yeah.
Mustache. Yeah.
Kind of got
It's
the
like
Mitch,
also
Mitch
Dane. I
vibe
would have
too.
accepted that for Dane Rampage.
I was going to say, I definitely thought that was Dan Rampant that I was describing. Okay.
These are getting a bit easier, so I'll add some hard ones after these. Cal Wilkie.
Yeah. Saints. Like the second best player.
Yeah.
Because we did a presser with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We keep
The
doing
accountant or whatever.
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly.
Which one? No, there's only one. GWS?
Yeah. All right.
Josh at one point, highest contracted player. Oh, highest,
Would've been
most
close
expensive
to it.
contract.
Would have been close to it. Josh Worrell.
Oh, Worrell. I'm thinking definitely an interstate team.
This is shot in Melbourne, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some big price in there.
Well, I can't be wrong then. Adelaide?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Jake Saligo.
Adelaide.
Seth Campbell.
Seth Campbell?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Adelaide just because the previous two were Adelaide.
No, Adelaide.
Seth Campbell.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide.
No. Did a backflip this year after kicking a cool goal.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Has he done anything else this year?
He re-signed.
He's been really good.
He's been really
he's
good?
been really
okay.
good.
But the backflip was like the main thing, right?
Well, it was just like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that. I knew that would help. I'll give you two more.
Okay.
Jared Witz.
Oh, yeah. Gold Coast captain.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Was a Gold Coast captain.
Not currently the Gold Coast? Anderson. Yeah.
And Jack Ross.
Who?
Jack
Ross. I'm going to say St Kilda because his name's Jack.
Really good this year.
Richmond.
Jack Ross. I haven't watched that many Richmond games.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of hard to find guys who
Are good enough that I wouldn't know. Can I at least get some credit? Because I feel like I did better than you expected me to.
It's hard to find that middle player.
Yeah. Do you have any?
What about Xavier O'Halloran?
No. Who is that? Port Adelaide.
Joel Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I've just got to pick non-Melbourne clubs. Like
Joel Jeffrey. Yeah, like, I don't know, Sydney?
Gold Coast.
Neefle player? Okay.
Billy Frampton.
Collingwood.
Okay, that was a bit
Angus Clark.
No.
Essendon.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
All right. And last one, Harry Edwards.
I mean, that's...
We talked about it in the preseason.
That's the
we talked about it in the preseason in our best 23 series, and you said, "Who the hell is that?" So now,
Yeah.
and I told you, and now I'm bringing it up 6 months later.
Harry Edwards
is
the most generic football name ever. Who is
That's
Harry
why I
Edwards?
gave you Jack Ross as well.
Yeah. West Coast?
Yes. You've done well.
Oh, there you go.
All right, that's it.
maybe
Respectable. There wasn't a great level of confidence in a lot of them, but you got the answer still.
The Cal Wilkie one was good.
Yep. It's like, no, because we did a presser with him. So, like, I remember people that I've stood in front of
Worked with.
and done a presser with
Yeah.
and spoken to.
Yeah.
I've got one more. Darcy Gardner.
I reckon this is a trick and that's not a real player.
I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't. It is a real player.
Oh, it's a real player? Brisbane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn it, now I can't do a fake
I reckon
player.
I'm actually smarter than the average AFL fan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, well, you do run an AFL show for an AFL site.
Yeah, I've set the bar pretty low for myself. But, okay. I'm going to... See, I can't even do something in return for next week for you because, like, based off that time we went to Adelaide in the car, you just know every player that's ever played the game, which is
Bit sick.
alarming.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah, I'll bring this one up. Let's do Christmas in July.
Okay.
Just because our show doesn't run really all the way through to December, thank God.
Yeah.
Imagine what we'd be talking about at the end of December.
I have no idea.
We'll just,
Who's training the house?
yeah.
We can just do stuff a bit like that we've wanted to talk about but can't because it's not football related.
yeah, pretty much. Just pivots to that wedding podcast that we're talking about. So let's do Christmas in July. So we'll just run it like KK, $20 each. Now I thought we like KK could just random the names, but because Christmas is about making people happy, I couldn't wipe the smile off Phoenix's face when he's like, "I want to have you," which also came off a bit like I'm a bit scared. But so Phoenix is going to buy me some $20 gifts, footy related. I think the worse the better. Ugly, terrible.
Yep.
This episode next week.
Okay.
I don't know if Christmas in July is like the 25th. Like, I don't know if people celebrate it on the 25th.
I assume that
or if it's just like a whole month thing.
it's in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 25th is this week. So next week we'll
$20.
bring those in $20.
To get you.
That's the whole budget for this whole show. So
Does it have to be?
We're done for the whole year.
Does it have to be team related?
No, it doesn't. I don't think it has to be Geelong related for me, Collingwood or Melbourne, but it doesn't hurt if it is.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. They can just be props for the studio, pretty much anyway. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Something that we're actually allowed to have on camera would be
Oh,
good.
okay.
So anyway.
Somebody hit me in the DMs if you have an idea for something great that I can get Mitch.
For $20.
Okay.
So
cool.
see you next
Little
week.
sizzle for
like
next
it.
week.
Huh?
Little sizzle for next week.
Yeah. Didn't want you to drop it on everyone next week when you're supposed to have it. So
Okay.
there you go.
Cool. Weekly awards.
Yeah, I can kick off this one.
Yep.
This was actually almost a week ago. It was the Adam Chera Tribunal. And I know when we were talking about conspiracy theories last week in footy, this is another one because they argued over, was it an extra $1,250 fine and then ended up being an extra $500
And 50, yeah.
and $50. So that took probably an hour and a half. It took a day's worth of commentary for them to settle on Chera paying an extra $550 on top of the fine. He already paid for that careless umpire contact charge. And in that hour and a half, I think the AFL and Carlton would have had to pay their lawyers. They're probably on retainer, but like would have been worth thousands of dollars. So I think if we're jumping off the back of that conspiracy theory stuff, I think because there's this litigation and potential court hearings about AFL concussion, so really the lawyers are pushing that on top of obviously the players who aren't doing too well post-career. And then that's creating this crackdown on concussion, which means more tribunal cases, which means more money for the lawyers. And it's just a cycle. So there you go. The lawyers are behind it. New conspiracy. Didn't bring it up last week. But now this Chera case is perfect. They just paid $550 extra. And the Blues and the AFL would have paid thousands in lawyer fees. So that was really pointless, waste of money. Great work.
So who gets the award?
The AFL gets it, and it's called the AFL could probably have a waste of money award every week, but that's what they get.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I'm just going to date it. The July 21 waste of money award.
Okay,
because there might be another one.
Done.
Cool.
Right. Just got to need to write a title for it.
Yep.
All right.
Yours.
Mine goes to Jack Innovan and Ken Hinkley, who I think I've given both of them like multiple awards this year.
Yeah.
But obviously we all saw the plane thing after the goal celebration.
It's good.
Give him the frequent flyer award, and I loved Ken Hinkley's response because it's just like footy is not that serious. I think this podcast is a good example of that. Footy's fun.
It is. It is. My turn. All right, here we go. This one might take a while to explain. So we got the Ernest & Young Award for Aidan Young. Came on yesterday. I think actually turned the game in the dock because he's obviously coming off that severe hamstring strain. I think it was his first game since round 8, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's about 10 or so weeks on the sidelines. 11 touches, 2 goal assists from essentially one quarter of footy. What's the Ernest & Young Award? So it's about the big four accounting firms. And at Fremantle, they've got a big four now, which they've missed one crucial piece. So they've got Brayshaw, Jackson and Sarong. They've been holding the fort, especially the last 9 weeks with 8 wins. And now Young is that final piece of the big four, which is why it is named the Ernest & Young Award to Aidan Young. So kudos to him and the Dockers for doing so well recently.
Love it. Yeah, I'm excited by Fremantle. Mailbag.
Mailbag? What do we have?
If you want to send stuff into our mailbag, do that on Sundays on our Instagram account at Zero Hanger. First one, we got a lot of good ones, but first one from Nate. Brody Grundy is him.
That's true.
Yep.
I think AA contention now even more so.
Yeah, like we spoke about last week. I told you he was going to have just an absolute day out against the Roos.
Bring tackle, poor bugger.
Yeah. Like Cal Coleman Jones going down a quarter time didn't really help. So yeah, he's him. AA Ruckman, I reckon.
Has he done enough like early?
Well, we had our
early
team.
days?
We had our team come out last week, like a rolling AA team.
Oh yeah.
And that had both Gorn and Grundy. I think you can have 2 rucks in the AA team. I don't know.
Who had the
Could be the
bench spot?
Grundy.
Could be the first one since 21. I think that.
Nat Nui and Gorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there was 2.
I would love that. Kobe says, Crom flag contenders.
Yep.
I think we all
Yeah.
agree with that.
That's cool.
This one's a good one. So King Max Derby, Jasper Fletcher will be a better player than both Ashcrofts.
No. Nope, neither.
He's pretty good.
He's good. And like he does his role really well. But this probably goes back to our MVP conversation. Like I'd be taking a good midfielder over a good halfback. Unless it's Naz.
But he can play inside. Like I heard Fierce Fagan speak about him over the weekend after their game on Friday night against the Dogs. And yeah, he can play, actually during the week, he can play wing. He's played halfback. He's almost been that Mr. Fix-It thus far for the Lions, especially the last 2 years. And obviously in the midfield, they haven't had to have someone like him go in because they've had the Ashcrofts, Dunkley, Neal, even McCluggage is probably getting more time in there in the last couple of years. So I'm not saying if those players go, well, when those players go down, he'll jump in there. He's not needed, why I think his value is underrated. But again, this is a reigning premier, so they've got value all over the list. And to say that will be a better player, I'm not too sure yet, but I don't think it's so clear cut that the Ashcrofts are out and out better than him.
I think he could be a top 5 player in his role, and the Ashcrofts might be not top 5 in their role. But I just think the quality of player.
So could the Ashcrofts play Jasper Fletcher's role? Because you're saying that Jasper Fletcher could play the same role.
Levi got drafted as an inside midfielder, and he's played wing all season. He's probably a good chance of winning the Rising Star. So I don't think it's not a bad call. They have good aerobic capacity, but they probably don't have the speed. Will's probably a bit quicker, but Levi maybe not. And yeah, I don't know if you want like Will's kicking at halfback. I think Jasper's a better kick.
Yeah.
So I think they're all suiting certain roles. But
100%.
I don't think he will be better. But at the same time, I won't rule it out.
This is going to be one of those things that's going to take until the end of their careers to settle. So King Max Derby, check in with us in about 15 years' time.
Yeah. Episode 984 of the
Hit Out, and we'll let you know whether or not you were right. There's a couple more in there, but just shout out to Jaden, who said if it was anyone other than Stephen May, it wouldn't have been looked at.
Noel Bolter, Tristan Sherry,
this was actually
Toby Green.
This was actually something that we were talking about because obviously me and Jaden were at this game, and we were saying which current player right now has the worst record.
Yeah, May's up there.
Like I think it is May, right?
He probably could be number 1.
Toby Green's that part. It depends if it's suspensions or fines.
Yeah, I think for an incident like that, it's Stephen May. I think if it's the cheapy kind of off-ball jabs, it's a Butters.
Or
Green's probably been actually okay the last few years.
Still most.
He just does Lynch though.
Tom Lynch has been. Tom Lynch is one of those. Tom Lynch and Stephen May are probably 1 and 2 in no particular order.
Old Gold Coast teammates. Something in that.
All Gold Coast captains. Read them well.
There is something in that.
Gold Coast captain drives them to
it. Like they were the ones that we could think of, but I don't think there's anyone.
Yeah, that's probably it. Like Toby does some of the weird stuff, like bump umpires and kick blokes while trying to mark it.
I was going to say the boot in the air.
Yeah. He's the trailblazer for the other guys.
Alrighty, let's move ahead to round 20. And what games are we? This is rivalry round.
I was going to say,
yeah,
especially the interstate clubs. So yeah, you've got the derby,
Carlton Thursday night, and Essendon Friday night. How good!
Also, Mitch's favoured double header.
Oh Friday. God! Could have used the double header when they on Friday night when the game almost got cancelled, but it didn't, and it was a classic. So there you go, no double header.
Just while we're on rivalries, this is still coming to last week, but Carlton and Melbourne have been, like, I think all their last games have been decided by under 10 points or something, the last 10 games. But I have to say, like, it's the worst rivalry of all time. Like, the quality of the games are just not that good. Like, anyway, sorry, just had to put that out there. Just venting.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Round 20.
Q Clash.
Yeah, Q Clash. Well, this kind of puts the Suns after their loss against the Crows. I'm not saying they're in chance of jumping out of the 8. They might actually momentarily. They've got a game in hand. But if they lose this and the Dogs win against the Bombers, which we think, the Suns could actually find themselves 9th at the end of the weekend. Now, as we said, they do have a game in hand, but this is a pretty crucial clash for the Suns' finals aspirations because they've got the Dogs probably nipping at their heels with 5 weeks to go.
Just Sunday doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Which is silly. Like, I don't know why we don't have a Sydney derby on Sunday. Like, why do we have 2 Fridays and 2 Sundays? And the 2 Sundays are less than an hour apart, or just 65 minutes apart. Oh, I hate this so much.
Will you be at the Melbourne game, Saints Melbourne, on the Sunday?
Maybe.
What's that, Marvel? So
I'm
say no.
Give him a tip.
I do remember I have plans, but
that I just thought of right now.
Anything but. I'll be at the Tigers Pies game.
Yeah.
But
But also, last showdown for Kenny.
Yeah,
That
I
needs
hope
to
he
mention.
does. I hope he just does something weird. Like, you know how we saw
Like
the
win?
team stuff? Yeah. Vintage Ken. Now I want to start trying to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he just does something that, like, you know, he's checked out. He doesn't care.
Yeah. Okay, this is let's talk blue sky. What is the one thing you want to see? Like, weirdest possible thing, because I want Ken to win and take his shirt off. Like, do a full, like...
Okay.
Yeah, I think at the showdown.
No one's on board with that?
No, at the
I'm liking
showdown, that's definitely allowed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I'm all for that. I know he just like does the plane celebration. I don't know why he would do it at the showdown,
If
but
they win,
With his shirt off.
yeah, he just runs onto the ground.
if they win part of his circle of lap, or lap of the ground that is, he might just kick a goal and go straight to the port crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, talking about something weird. They've won. They've
crowds-
celebrated. He's going to do, you know, the kind of the guard of honor.
Is it a Port home game or an Adelaide home
Adelaide,
game?
I think. Yeah, it's
Oh,
Adelaide.
okay. Yeah.
I don't know what the crowd splits are like for that. Like, I don't know if it's like 60-40 Crows or if it's a lot higher to the Adelaide or obviously they have a bigger following, the Crows.
I would love to go to this game. I think we should campaign this week for Zero Hanger to send us down there.
North Melbourne, Geelong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fremantle West Coast.
I mean, that's
I
good.
like this.
There's going to be something in that too. Because I feel like Freo are a chance to lose that game just because it's
Possibly.
worsened up. And because they're coming off the back of their best win of the season.
No Yo. Like,
Yeah.
Yo's always a good
Yeah.
derby performer, however they pronounce it.
Well, we have this discussion every time. And
Do we?
I never remember what it is.
It's like me with scones or scones. I just like don't know.
What?
Which one is it?
Scone.
Did you just both wait? What did you both say?
Scone.
Oh, okay. There you
Scone?
Scone.
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 Go.
Scone.
There you go. Scone.
Yeah.
Sure. I just forget.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's Derby.
Yeah, I say.
I think
I
it's
say
Derby.
derby. I don't say derby.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Also,
Shit.
at the Carlton game, so you know how sometimes you have a sponsor after you kick a goal or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you know the Carlton games, they have, after they kick a goal, there's a ham ad.
That's it.
And it just goes ham, ham, ham.
Yeah, it's like the
for like grandmother ham.
I have seen that.
Carlton's weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what that club
They're
is.
trying everything and everything.
I love,
Yeah.
I love the
Successful, they just
activations.
can't.
But they're trying to, like, are they trying to get the crowd to scream ham after you
Oh.
kick a goal?
You just remind. I have no idea. It's
Okay.
terrible if they do. You just remind me of the time last year. I think it was like Melbourne Geelong, and then you know how the D's have the like you got to race Gorney or Cozzy or something around the boundary.
Yep.
The guy was lining up and he just started going. They didn't tell him to start, and they had Gorney and he was like kind of slow, and then they must have just like turned it up at the end because
Yeah.
they're like, no way this guy who's just cheated just starts running. They just like screw. So it was like this far away, and then all of a sudden they just Gorney just goes like 100 k's an hour and they just loses.
I think they actually, the animation starts slower. And then
Oh
it
yeah,
speeds
like they
up
kind of
towards the end,
play,
yeah.
but they probably like play around a little
Can
bit
they
with
do?
it.
I don't know
I'm
if they
sure
do.
they do.
I
this-
don't know
this-
if they have the technology.
this
for
one,
that.
like,
that's
Gorn-
pretty advanced stuff.
This one Gorn was just like that. They're just
Yeah,
like, nah,
okay.
this guy's not winning. So,
But don't they want the people to win?
What if
Nah,
they
they wanted,
cheat?
they wanted
Yeah.
to get close.
yeah, because the guy just started running. They hadn't even said go yet, so he was just off.
Typical Melbourne fan.
And they're like, oh, we'll go with it, and then they just like turned it up. Yeah, classic Melbourne fan.
Whatever. All right. That wraps it up for this week. Thank you. Let's we'll do another plug. I'll do a plug in the intro, but also we had a great sit down with author and a 28 game player, Brandon Jack. And you've done a nice article.
I did. I think it was a nice article.
Yeah. What do we talk about?
Everything. No, we talk about his career. We talk about his process and his journey becoming a two-time author. And obviously the difficulties of becoming an AFL player and then the transition out of it into, I guess, the rest of society. So great chat. You can find it on our pages.
Love it. Also, I wanted this to be a shorter episode, and we've gone for an hour. So
Nice work.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking in there. If you got this far, see you next week.